Could it be true? Do we dare to believe? Morning folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave Keefe and this is a Avernus Biker Lifestyle. This is a very happy Monday morning to you. For all of you bikers living in England, you'll know probably the reason I'm so giddy this week. This is probably the only time I'm going to touch on anything even remotely politics, but listening to our Prime Minister's announcement yesterday evening about the lockdown situation, the regulations are relaxing slightly this week and there's a lot of interpretation to be taken out of it, but the main one is relating to bikers is the fact that you can now drive to places of exercise if you're going out for a run in a park for whatever, if you're going to any area of exercise kind of thing. The reason that relates to us is because you can draw a direct comparison to the fact that we can get out on our bikes for exactly the same reason. You can ride on your bikes to a place of exercise, whether you actually, or to sit in a park even, I believe that's the wording used. So we can go for a ride out, guys. Yes! Now this is what I want you guys to do. Down in the comment section below, I want you to tell me where your first ride out's going to be. I'm in two minds myself. I'm either going to go up the lakes or just keep it local. I'm very fortunate we're local to me. We've got some really good areas to ride in. So let me know in the comments below, guys, where you're going for your first ride at lockdown, post-lockdown ride out. Anyway, that's later on this week, probably Wednesday or something like that. In the meantime, it's got to be business as usual. So what we're going to do is pick the orders from the weekend. I'm going to take you through what sold, how much it sold for, and all that good stuff. Check it out. So before we get to the good stuff of talking about where we're going out on the bikes this week, it's back to business as usual. So just a lock up, I'm going to pick the orders from the weekend. So I'm going to strap the GoPro to my head and go through what went out and what it sold for. So 12 orders going out this weekend for just under 360 quid. Now let's get these bad boys picked. So first up, some Land Rover seat covers. These are from the haul. I paid 350 quid for the I think there's somewhere in the region of 2 to 3 dozen covers in total, so obviously the breakdown of that is fairly favourable, and these have gone out for £70. Next up, nice easy one to find, Staffordshire Enamels charity shop pickup. Only paid a couple of quid for it, and this is going abroad for £26.50. 4D1. Now this is something I've been sat on for a while, but it's been worth the wait. It's been it's a bit of a specialised bit of clothing. This was a charity shop pickup again at £4. Now if you can't quite make it out, I'm not going to take it out of the bag, but it's a Merchant Navy officer's tunic, want of a better word, fully wool. It's got a bit of an interesting story behind it. Anyway, it's a Merchant Marine Naval Officers British India Steam Company. It's a military wool blazer. Like I said, I paid £4. I want to say £4. I've had it for a while, maybe £5, and I'd taken an offer on this. I had it listed for £100 or just shy. And I've because I've said it's been sat around for a while, I've taken an offer, and this is going out for £75, including the postage. So a nice little return offer, £5, I say. 2 of these going out from the weekend. If you saw the last video, I've had a few of these. I went back and got some more, so I paid £16 each for them, and they're going out for £39.98, including the postage. Now something else I've had hanging around, same box actually, but this is by no way a fail, because I paid 50p each for these. I've got an absolute rake of them, somewhere in the region of 100. These are anti-wrinkle day creams, and I've got the night creams as well. The night creams have done phenomenally better than the day creams. That's the last one I've got of those, but I've got about, give or take, about 100 of each of these for 50p each, and they've been selling quite happily for a £5 a time. And what I've done as well on the listing, you can set variations, and one of the variations I've set is for quantity discounts. So in this case, I've got 4 going out for £20, £2 into £20. Not a bad return at all. These are something that we're never going to be the fastest sellers in the world, but I'm quite happy to sit on them. They're not taking up too much room, and they'll trickle out for good profit. Next one is the last one of these pram umbrellas. These were brand new on clearance from a supermarket. I paid £2.50 each for them. It's a bit of an odd one really. I'm having to put them in a really big box because of the size of them. If I sent them out as they are, they go out as a large parcel, so that'd be about £5, just over £5. But if I'm gonna put them in a really big box diagonally, a small parcel box, they go out for £2.95. Very strange, but there you go. So £2.50, and that's going out for £12.95. Now this is one game I've had for absolutely ages and ages and ages. The reason I haven't discounted to sell it is because I was very tempted to keep it for myself. This is one game from my childhood. It's not actually my game, but it's one that I found in a charity shop. Paid about £3 for it. I remember Frogger from when I was a kid. This is in absolutely fantastic condition. Really great vintage game. I'm surprised it's taken as long as it has to sell actually. Like I say, £3, and that's going out for £22 including the postage. There's a lot of money to be had in vintage games. I started out reselling, selling used and vintage games, and there's massive margin in them, because more often than not when people get rid of them, they're just chucking them out at car boots or charity shops. They don't appreciate the value of them. An item from an electrical haul ad not so long back. This is an older docking station. It's a alarm clock radio with an iPod, whatever you want to call it. The older connection for an iPod or an iPhone. I haven't done it in this case, but one thing that is very much worthwhile noting, if they're branded, they keep their value really well. But also as well, obviously a lot of people have got the newer connectors now for the iPhones and the iPods and what have you. You can actually pick up a converter from the old connector to the new connector for a couple of quid on eBay. It can be worthwhile on some models if there's enough margin, if there's enough profit in the item to get that converter, because obviously it increases your chances of a sale, and a good value sale like that. So this was picked up for £4 from a charity shop, and it's going out for £18.99. 3A1. This is not so much a fail. These Matchbox sets, they were actually good news when I bought them. I think I paid £8 each for them. There was never massive margin in, because at the height they were going out for £19.99. However, everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and the price tanked, so this is actually going out for £16.99. So not much margin in it at all. One thing to bear in mind when you're buying from supermarkets, obviously there's a lot of people doing the same thing, so act quickly and don't go too deep unless it's something that you're absolutely convinced that is a very localized reduction to your local supermarkets. So this was a national one. They nationally dropped the price of these, so obviously all the resellers were buying them, and it drove the price down. So just be very wary of buying in too much bulk. A bit of an interesting one. Old cigarette tin, Players Navy cut. Now This is an echo of a memory of from somewhere. I've seen these sell for really good money, so I picked it up. It was actually part of a bundle from a charity shop, so it cost me pennies. I think they might have even chucked it in as part of the deal for free. I had no idea how much it was going to go for, but I thought, it's an interesting bit of kit. I thought somebody else would be interested in it, so I picked it up, and it's taken maybe 2 or 3 months to sell, but that's going out at $7.99 including the postage. So not mega bucks, but bread and butter stuff considering I paid next to nothing for it, if anything. I think this is part of that same pickup actually. It's not something I'd normally bother with, but this one is it'd make a good gift. I think this one's going abroad. It's a pen and cufflink set, oldie fashioned, diamond cut, 22 karat gold plated, made in England. If you get anything that says made in England on it, just prick your ears up, because believe it or not, that really helps the sale, particularly when it comes to clothing, shoes especially. For example, Dr. Martin boots, if they say made in England on them, they fetch a premium. But in this case, again, it's part of the same pickup from the cigarette tin. This will have cost me pennies, and it's going out for $9.95. So there we have it, the weekend's orders. Nothing earth shattering, but can't really grumble for the revenue it's brought in. Let's get these wrapped up. Just while I'm doing the packing here, I thought I'd take the opportunity to recommend to you a few other YouTubers that I've learned massive amounts from. Like I said from the get-go, YouTube is a fantastic source of information. Obviously you need to have a really good bullshit filter as well, because there'll be all manner of people trying to sell you something along the lines as well. The people who have grabbed my attention are the people who the mainstay of their ethos is to be a giver rather than somebody who's asking for something all the time. Now, number one top of the list for me, for information I've picked up, there's actually two that are top of the list for different reasons. Number one is a guy called George Ross, Retro Reselling. So I'll link their channel, I'll link all these channels in the description below. But he's a fantastically nice guy. He's a family man, lives down south in Chelmsford. He's an absolute wealth of knowledge, so I highly recommend you check out his channel. George has been trading for quite a bit longer than me, but nonetheless, without his kind of his YouTube videos pointing us in the right direction of what can be picked up, what's possible, it's certainly helped my business get off the ground. Secondly, and for as many reasons, as another channel, Nick and Andrea Hills. I think that's the name of the channel, Nick and Andrea Hills. They're resellers, again from down south, but very much the same thing. If you can add to your arsenal of watching people, what they pick up, then you can always get a better indication of what you can be looking out for yourselves. About 8 months after I started reselling on eBay, I also took up Amazon as well. Amazon is a different ball game, and it's something that I might go into as this channel develops, particularly if I'm getting feedback off you guys to say that this is something you want to know more about. More than happy to provide the information for you, because obviously it's a passion of my business and it's as well. My biggest source of information from Amazon and my Amazon business development has been a guy called Seth Kneep. Now he can be found under Seth Kneep or Just One Dime. They're American based, but as far as Amazon is concerned, the information available for Amazon in the US is almost identical to the rest of the world. So all the information, again, from Seth and Just One Dime, is fantastic. Down to earth guy as well. He started much the same as myself, from his back bedroom, developed very slowly into a business, and he now runs multiple businesses, a multiple millionaire, with dozens of staff working for him. He's really made a massive success of his Amazon business. So Seth Kneep, Just One Dime, definitely top of the list as far as Amazon information is concerned. And I'll leave it at 4 actually. The fourth one is it helps fine-tune your bullshit filter, and it's more of life coaching and motivation, and that's Gary V. Very popular on all social media everywhere. Chances are you might have heard of him in some way, shape or form, but Gary V is the man as far as kick up the arse is concerned. The most important thing that I learned from listening to his content is just not to judge myself. It's something I already knew and something I tried to live as far as who I want to be. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up over things. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you win. Treat both in the same regard. So check out Gary V anyway. Like I say, I'll link all the social media recommendations in the description of this video anyway, so check it out, guys. Right, that's the weekend's orders sorted and ready to get off to the post office. Do me a big favour, guys, as always, give me a big thumbs up on this video just down below. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll get a notification next time I put a video up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comments below about where you go for your first ride out, first post-lockdown ride out. Really interested to find out that, and particularly if it's in the northwest or just anywhere in England, really let me know so I can add it to my bucket list of places to go check it out myself. Thanks very much indeed for watching, guys. All the best to you, and I shall see you on the next one.